Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
It's very Pinteresting, isn't it? Hey everybody, I'm Kelly Wilkness here with Anita Joyce, and this is Decorating Tips and Tricks, episode 439, Pinterest Trends Discussed. So we are going to cover the trends we're seeing on Pinterest and do a deep dive into that today, and I think you'll find it very interesting as well as Pinteresting.
Well, it is so interesting to see what people are wanting to do with their house, and so that's what's so great about this Pinterest trend.
Pinterest is a huge search engine, so people are looking for things. I was surprised at how many people were looking to learn how to make beer at home.
Really? Really, Kelly? Think about what a year it's been.
I would just order
I'm thinking, what in my house could be turned into alcohol? Because it's been that, and I hardly even drink.
That's so funny. Well, start off with, is Pinterest still relevant? That is something that popped up while I was doing my research. Pinterest has been around for 10 years. I know that I was quite the Pinterest junkie while I was heavy into my blogging, and you were pinning all your own stuff all the time. You were pinning other people's stuff. I was creating boards all the time. And then the last couple of years, I have all my boards. I'm not doing my house as I was a few years ago, on the scale that I was. So I've kind of drifted away from Pinterest a little bit, but obviously it's still very popular. It serves people in numerous ways. There are 322 million monthly users. Mm-hmm. 7 out of 10 users on Pinterest are female. That doesn't really surprise me either. What are you seeing, Anita, in your Pinterest research?
Well, the first one was home theaters, which is what you and I were saying, we didn't really see that being the thing, but, it's kind of had its day, but here it is. People are searching for that. And of course you can see why a lot of the theaters where I am, probably where you are, what am I saying? You're in California, they're closed.
Yes. So, it may be, and we should preface this that we're talking about, this year going into next year, as far as the trends. This is not a prediction forward. This is sort of what's been happening, what we've already seen happening. Yeah. Right. So a lot of these trends are going to be reflective of what's been going on worldwide. So people are looking to how to watch a movie at home.
but also, I think home theaters might not be such a hot search item if people could go out to the movie theaters.
For sure, sure.
So
and maybe it's not that full-blown, dark room with the extra large, easy chair sort of thing. Maybe it's just sort of setting something up.
I think a lot of it was just kind of how can you make your own living room more conducive to that? Like what height should the TV be? How big a TV can you get away with in a room? Things like that.
Right. Yeah. Health and wellness, which is not something I would normally think about searching on Pinterest for, is through the roof. Stress relief, exercise at home, gratitude journals is up 8 times what it was the year before. Mindful activities up 3 times as much as it was. This one got me going. Kids' workout routines is up 73% over last year's searches. Homeschool is over. Go and exercise. Starting a new business, up 35% over the searches for that on Pinterest just last year. Because again, that is really not a place I would necessarily look if I was starting a new business. I mean, maybe only if I wanted to be a blogger, maybe I would look on Pinterest. But it's so interesting that people are looking all over, all across the boards, even on Pinterest for things like that.
Well, here's something I found that is popular that I'm actually interested in. and that is indoor microgreens, growing microgreens. And they're really kind of sprouts. So these are not plants that require a lot of space. You're going to pull them up while they're still just small little seedlings, basically, and throw them in your salad. And I thought, what a fun thing to do. And, sprouts are supposed to be packed with nutrition compared to other plants. So because I guess they have to have it in there to feed the plant as it's growing. Anyway, very interesting. And I thought,
and you can grow them on a window ledge.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Yes. I mean, it does not require a lot of space. You don't have to do them outdoors. So I thought, what a fun thing to do. I think I'm going to, I might try my hand at.
Hey, ever since those bulbs miraculously started growing again behind your garage, you have really taken up the gardening. I love it.
Let's not forget my faux ferns. You're doing quite
They
well.
look so good.
They really do.
They really do. Oh, my goodness. Another one that's not going to be totally surprising is home workspaces. Searches for that all the way through the roof, of course. Outdoor decorating. Now we're getting more into the decorating tips and tricks, sort of, feel good space. But yeah, that is like crazy now. And there's so many beautiful pins. And Anita and I have culled through some of the pins that we really love, and we're going to put the links to the particular pins. And as you know, if you are a user of Pinterest, you go to the pin and then you can go through to the link and read the full article. There are so many beautiful ideas, especially now for fall. And we've been doing so much talking about fall decorating, really just feast your eyes. But I found one pin in particular that I thought would really appeal to a lot of people. It's decorating your front door and porch or steps. And it is one of those sort of one of those blog posts where they're sort of collecting the images from all over. They do credit the individual bloggers or whoever, but so it's a real nice collection of different looks rather than just one person's porch and you see several pictures of it.
Right.
I think you guys are going to love it. It's from a real estate company that happens to also have a blog. So I'll link to that. You should really take a look. There are 19 different doors and porches and steps all decked out for fall, and they all look so different and they're beautiful.
Well, awesome. Now, another thing I found similar to the theater rooms are audio rooms for listening to music, which I found that to be a bit surprising. I would think that would be a big trend.
Yes, especially since I've been hearing in a lot of the podcasts that I listen to that podcasters are actually like podcasting from their closets. Obviously, they have not realized they could set up their own audio room somewhere in their home.
I don't think it's
room for an audio room. Go for it.
I think it's a room for listening to audio, not recording it.
Wow, just listening, huh?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I thought everybody just put their,
Maybe that's part of the whole wellness meditation category as well. You just need a little time to be alone because everybody's with you all the time. Maybe that's it. The working out at home. Now, I know we just talked about having the kids work out, but workouts for adults, it's very popular too. And again, not something I would necessarily go to Pinterest for. Maybe I'm just so tunnel vision with Pinterest with regard to home decor and recipes and things like that.
Yeah, and food.
I know. I was kind of opening up a whole new world to me. Microgreens, listening rooms, all of this. But I was looking around and then I thought, why don't I find a pin by my favorite YouTuber that I've been working out with now? And by the time you listen to this, if I'm a really good girl, I should be on week 5 or 6.
Is that hot yoga?
No, this is
thank goodness.
Heather Robertson, and she's doing that 12-week free workout.
Oh,
now,
that's
I got to tell my girl Heather that her pins have to be longer and vertical. She's not making great pins. I found the best pin I could that she has. She's got those little square pins, which really don't fly on Pinterest too well. It's interesting how just the shape is not as appealing. But anyway, I'm linking to it in the show notes. So if you didn't check her out when I suggested her as a crush a couple of weeks ago, please check her out. She is amazing, and it's this free workout, and I am feeling great. And you're spending about 30 to 35 minutes with her a day, or as much as you can, 5 days a week, and it's going to make a big difference. It has been.
Well, you make a good point. There's so many workouts on YouTube And since I haven't been going to the Y anymore, I've been doing workouts from YouTube. So there are a lot on there. And so don't just look on Pinterest, search on YouTube for some, because there's other great ones out there as well.
Oh, yeah. And it's hard to know, So, yeah. So it's funny. I don't know if I told you this before, but I was telling a friend of mine who I used to go to the Y with, and I said, I found this wonderful workout on YouTube. You got to check her out. And she said, oh, me too. And it turns out we found the same girl. Oh. So, yeah. So now she texts me, ready for week 3, ready for week 4.
Oh, that's cool.
So we're kind of doing it together, but not. Yeah.
Yeah. And you have an accountability partner. Well,
yes.
So you're talking about the outdoor rooms. Another thing I saw on this list are garden rooms. So indoor gardens, or like a sunroom, a conservatory, something like that. So we're really talking about a room in your house where you're bringing the outside in. So we're talking about lots of windows, maybe kind of the plexiglass roof on this part of the house. There's lots of plants in here, and usually the floor is stone or brick or something where you can water all your plants and it's not going to destroy your floor. So you're not going to see wood floors in these rooms, but something more like stone or brick. And they're so fun. And I'll share a pin I found of some beautiful indoor rooms, but it just made me just feel so much better just even looking at the pictures of the rooms. But I can't imagine having one of these rooms. So what a great idea.
Yeah, and even if you had a sunroom, I know we've talked about some of our listeners have that extra sunroom that was sort of attached to their house. Remember, we did that one question where there was still windows and in between the house and the sunroom, but it was made more of an all-season room. If you have a room like that has mostly windows, that maybe used to be a screened-in porch or something like that, wow, poke around on Pinterest. You will be amazed as how you could just easily transform that space, and then you can start doing your microgreens and all kinds of stuff. You could do your workouts out there. You could do the meditation. You could do yoga, whatever's going to make you feel good. But the bottom line with this is there's so much great information on Pinterest. And since, even though we're doing a podcast now, we are very visual. And I think everyone who listens to us is very visual and loves to see a beautiful photo to help them get inspired. If you've got some time on your hands, create a new board. Just poke around. Don't have the tunnel vision that I was having, that it was only recipes and home decor. Have a look around at all the other categories that are on Pinterest. Use it as you would use Google, and you can pull up all these amazing photos that could then take you to blogs or take you to magazines, and you can, learn a lot more. And when you click through, or, you can obviously purchase things through Pinterest too, all of that. So it really is a great resource. And I was really glad that we were doing this episode, because it kind of brought me back into Pinterest. And I was looking at my boards and kind of moving them around, which I used to do almost on a daily basis, especially when I was designing this house. I have so many boards about ideas and kitchen inspiration and all that. So I'm going to start creating a new board, and I'm going to do one about outdoor decorating. So to get some ideas for the fall and then into the winter.
Oh, great idea. And I agree with you. Pinterest is such a wonderful source for so many things. You can search just about anything and find it on Pinterest. If you can take a picture of it, it's probably on there somewhere.
Yeah. And if you curate who you're following, you can really end up with a very beautiful feed. I know they started adding things in like sponsored pins and all of that. So that's takes a little bit away from the experience, but I love Instagram. But for sort of just, in a sense, passive participation in a social media platform, I think Pinterest is the way to go. Because if I'm on Instagram and I'm scrolling through and I see a post by somebody I know, I want to comment, I want to do something. Here you can just look and pin, and it could be sort of quiet relaxation time. So, maybe that is something that you just do quietly, and it gives you some relaxation. And then I find it's really just nice to go back through your boards, and then you can curate them even further, edit them down, and see what you're really drawn to. Oftentimes, if I'm pinning on a board over the course of, maybe 6 months or something that I won't remember that I pinned the same thing. And then I said, obviously that is really resonating with me. What is it about that?
Well, I do want to caution you though, because I also find it very relaxing looking at all these beautiful photos in my feed. And I was so disturbed the other day because they kept showing me some toilet bowl brush repeatedly. And I really was getting so nauseous about the whole thing. And on Facebook, you can say, stop showing me this, what, literally. And I couldn't do it on Pinterest. And I thought, you're going to have to go away for a while because I am not interested in this right now.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen that, but I'm going to now.
It was a video too. I'm just going to leave it
there. Oh, nobody needs that much information about that. No.
Granny pods. That was something really hot. What's so funny? Granny pods. It's basically the concept is to have really a lot of these are just the tiny houses in a backyard, so grandma can stay there. And she can have her own place. So, I mean, I love the concept of it. I don't know, if your grandmother's going to be interested in this, but some of these houses are quite charming. I love the idea of it.
They're a great thing to look out, too, whether you put Granny in there or you make it your home office. It was a really interesting thing, but the fact that people were actually searching for those words, I would never even known such a thing existed.
Right. And then another thing that was really popular, and actually we've been doing this, is the coffee station. So, I have a pin I'm going to share of this beautiful gray shelves and this massive espresso machine. And it just looks so cozy. I found this in Pinterest for Martha Stewart Living. But we've got our pantry set up and I have a hot water dispenser so I can have a cup of tea anytime I want. And then we have our Illy espresso machine so we can have cappuccino. And then we have the Keurig if you want coffee. And it's just so nice to have it all there and everything that you need, just everything all in one place, all the cups. And it's just, it's a really fun place to go. And that's really been kind of the hangout spot. That's where I keep maybe some gluten-free cookies if I want to go with because, sometimes you need that. But anyway, that's something other people, people are working from home now. So.
Right. Yeah. You need
a place,
a coffee station, water cooler to go hang out and chat.
Exactly.
Avoid your work.
Yeah. The water
in your house.
Convo here is kind of boring, but yeah. There's only two of us, but we try to make up some gossip about people that don't exist, but.
What's Granny doing out in her pod?
That's right. What's going on out there?
Well, overall, when you look at the trends on Pinterest, there are much of what's going on in our lives, right? People are trying to feel better, be positive, find ways to be grateful. Grateful journaling, gratitude journaling has also skyrocketed in interest on Pinterest and things like that. Meditation, yoga, working out at home. So self-care, also creating this sanctuary compound type of environment in your home where you don't have to go somewhere. You don't have to go to the Starbucks because you have this fabulous, coffee station. You don't have to go to the gym because you've set up a dedicated area for you to do your workout. Your office is here. Grandma's in the backyard. It's all there for you. So yeah, we're seeing so much of that on Pinterest, and it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next year when hopefully everything our ship rights itself, let's just say, and there's a vaccination and everybody can sort of get back and get better and do all the things that we want to be doing and out in the world. But this is what it looks like right now as far as Pinterest is concerned. Don't you just love a great recommendation from a friend? Well, we're delighted to be recommending these companies and their wonderful products to you today. And let them know your friends at DTT sent you. BritBox just keeps getting better. The new Archie is amazing. And it's not the comics. It's about Cary Grant. Archie is the brand new limited series starring Jason Isaacs as Archie Leach, the man who became Cary Grant. From the award-winning screenwriter of Philomena, Archie tells Grant's born in Britain, made in Hollywood story, the dramatic grit to glamour transformation that led him to become one of the most famous people in the world. You are going to absolutely love the acting, but also the styling, the outfits, the scenery. It's the first time his story has been told in collaboration with his daughter Jennifer Grant and ex-wife Diane Cannon. The performances from Jason Isaacs and the rest of the cast are amazing, and it's only available on BritBox. So sign up for BritBox today to stream Archie and other fan favorites from any device. And we have a special limited time offer for our U.S. and Canadian listeners. Get 50% off, yes, that's 50% off your first month when you sign up for a monthly plan. But only if you go to BritBox.com and use our promotion code DTT at checkout. You're going to love Archie. So head over right now and get 50% off your first month of BritBox. Use the promotion code DTT at BritBox.com. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health. Potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT.
So what was the other thing that you were going to go over?
Okay, so online shopping, obviously very popular right now and always and will continue to be. So I was introduced to this shopping app. It's called Shop Tagger. Did you ever hear of that?
It sounds familiar, but I don't know if I've heard of it.
Okay, so it's an app for your phone or your computer, and it will alert you when something that you like is reduced in price or it's back in stock. You can create your own files or lists on there, much like you would create a Pinterest board. So you can put together a file of all these things you might be looking for, whether it be to decorate a particular room or your whole house, or maybe just, clothing or anything that you want, anything that you could buy online, you can plop onto one of your lists within Shop Tagger, and the app keeps track of those things and will let you know when the price goes down. So this is a great tool for, say, when you're redecorating a room. Maybe you're not ready to go out and buy everything right now, but you find the things you like and you can curate it and, again, create this almost like a Pinterest board on there, an inspiration board, and then see how the prices move. Maybe everything will go down in a couple of months, or maybe they're going to have a super sale, and they will notify you of that. They also, when you go to checkout, find all the coupons across the World Wide Web. Sometimes if you're going to buy something, I know I do this every once in a while, like, oh, that's a big ticket item. Let me just Google and see if there's any sort of discount code or something that I might be missing. And oftentimes you get led down this sort of kind of spooky internet path to these kind of dodgy looking coupon websites. Have that ever happened to you? So anyway, you don't need to be clicking on any of that because Shop Tagger will find and then apply any coupon that will work.
I love that idea. And it sounds like you could even do maybe your Christmas list on there.
That's what I think is going to be fantastic, right? If you start early enough, these things will go on sale. Or, if you find something and then it's Prime Day and it's down. There's thousands and thousands of stores. So I was surprised to see Amazon, Etsy, Ballard, Anthropologie. I could go on and on and on. Tons of them.
Best Price Finder, because I remember there used to be a lot of websites. I think one of them was Best Price Finder. You would put in maybe some printer you wanted or a camera, and it would, for a specific item, it would show you all prices and who had the best price and, what the shipping was. So I think it's a great service.
Yeah, I really think so too. And it's free. So anyway, I'll put the link to that in the show notes. You guys can check it out. I think that I was learning how to use it. And, I'm not a gadget girl, whether it be in the kitchen or anywhere else. I kind of like streamline. I have barely any apps on my phone. I like the ones I like. And, maybe sometimes I'm hesitant to try something new. But I heard such good things about this. And then I tried it. And this happened to me in real life. I was looking, remember the arbor that I got, that metal arbor that I put in my garden, and I'm going to grow the roses over it? Well, I decided I wanted to get 2 more of those because I wanted to make it sort of like a walkway with roses, so the rose arch was wider. And of course, I went back to the site and they were out of stock. Now, I had to keep checking. I had to keep going back and back and back. And I was able to get 1 more at some other store. Well, I popped this into Shop Tagger last week, and I already got notified that it's back in stock.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, at a different place that I never even would have known to check. So, yeah, so it was great. So for all those reasons, I think you guys might really like it. But I think you hit the nail on the head with Christmas shopping. It could be really great. You could save a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, sounds great. Wow. Well, that's very awesome. I love that.
Good info.
And it is at the 6-foot wide house. Now, maybe there's more than one, but this house is 6 feet wide. It's got building on either side of it. So there's no windows on the side, but it's very interesting. And I just thought it's so cool. We're going to talk about it for a minute, but I've included the link to the article. Now, the article does not show all the photos of the house. So I've also included the actual property listing so you can see all the pictures. But it's so fascinating to start with. Again, it's only 6 feet wide, but I love it's kind of a navy blue on the front of the building. It wasn't that beautiful?
Yeah, it really pops.
Right. And so it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 5-level house, 1,034 square feet. And I think they were asking about
$1.2 million, just a mere $1.2 million.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And so, 6 feet wide, $1.2 million.
Yeah. Yeah. And it looks like sort of a gentrifying area. So we didn't catch that on the downswing, where this is now going on the market on the upswing. But it's interesting to see when everyone looks at the pictures, and I hope you do. Was it sliced off another building? Or was it always like this? Obviously, Anita's, explaining how it's painted blue, and the one on one side is white, and the one on the other side is sort of this natural brown brick.
But it's one solid building. But it's one solid building, where you can see it. There's no space in between this building and the one.
Yeah, it's a city block building where they're all, they're all attached. But they could have been all attached, whether they were one building at one point or always separate. But there's a separate doorway with it, which looks like a very original looking couple of steps to go in. So I don't know how it started out and how it got to be that way. But wasn't it in the way back, like maybe Charles Dickens times or something? Weren't you taxed by the number of windows you had?
Yes. Yes, that's right.
In England, right?
And the footprint also was something people at one point they were taxed on. So they would cantilever out over the ground floor.
Right. So maybe this was it. It went deep, but not so wide. So you only have one window wide.
It doesn't look old enough to be one of those houses where they were taxed, because those houses, the windows tend to be small. I mean, that was a long time ago.
And this looks longer than this, to me. Maybe. Yeah,
I don't know. But the other thing fun about looking in here are some of the tricks that they used that I think we have some lessons that we could learn from it. For example, in the kitchen, you'll have to go to the listing to see the kitchen. They put a massive mirror on it, because think about it. The 6-foot wall is the one where you've got a window, and the long wall, there are no windows. So they put a mirror in there. It was obvious to me it was to reflect the light and to give, just kind of to reflect the room too, so that maybe it's a little more interesting to look at the mirror rather than just the wall.
No, excellent use of a mirror. And then the little garden. Oh, I just loved.
Yes, so there's a garden. It's behind the building, and it's just a little. Again, the garden's 6 feet wide, but it's a very charming one. The bathroom, they've done a great they've really maximized the use of the space where they have floor to ceiling cabinetry and doors, and there's some beautiful handles on the doors, and that clearly is storage, and then a tub at the back. So, that was really a great way to use the space to put this floor to ceiling storage. And in one of the hallways, they have just like a wall of cubbies or shelves. And I thought, for that small a house, that's really good that you have all that kind of space.
No, you can learn a lot from going through this. And I didn't even know that you had the listing somewhere. So when the show notes come out, I will check that out. I'm looking at just the article. But there's just so much great inspiration and information you can get if you really analyze these photos, how they brought in as much light as possible, and the colors that they chose, and as you're saying, the floor to ceiling cabinetry and all of that. There was just one room, I guess it's the living room, the one with the fireplace, where I almost felt like, when I was looking at the photo, like, I can't breathe. I couldn't be in that room.
But it was smallish.
Yeah, but the other rooms, the bathroom, and even the one hallway, I think that it looks so much more spacious than it is, and it's very luxe. So they did a great job in making it very luxurious.
Clearly. Well, it's interesting. The top story is obviously, I think it's the top story, is a bedroom, and it's got basically a trap door on the floor, and that clearly, I'm assuming, accesses the stairwell. Mm-hmm. So, I guess if the Vikings are marauding, you lock that and they can't get upstairs.
There you go.
To your bedroom.
Oh my gosh.
But you don't want to leave that open and have some of that home brewing and then fall down, the stairs. There's no railing. So anyway.
Okay, so the last little bit, I'm just scrolling through. It says the dashing blue structure originated as a hat shop, but was later converted into a home by fashion photographer Jürgen Teller. Its original storefront window remains intact.
I saw that.
So maybe it was just built like that. Really interesting. So I hope you guys check it out. I thought this was such a fun, hot topic. And, if you're in the market, it really, if you're buying it in pounds, it's only 950,000 pounds.
Well, there you go. Yeah. That's the right way to look at it.
There you go. Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfast, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. We're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So how about your crush today?
Well, while we're still in London, here at this, I've been looking for some really good tea because I found that they're not all the same, the black teas. Some have a lot smoother flavor than others, and it seems like it's like a fine wine. I mean, there's just a massive difference in flavor. And so I was very excited. It's a brand you've probably heard of. You can't really get it at a grocery store, but you can get it on Amazon, and that is Taylor's Tea.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had someone over for lunch yesterday, and she said, I love this tea. What is it? And I said, it's Taylor's. So anyway, this is my new favorite, and I'll include a link to a fun collection that they have of some tins. So they have like an assortment of Earl Grey, the breakfast tea, jasmine, and it has a little tea strainer, to put in your teacup.
Oh, that's nice. So it comes in a little
diffuser
set like that?
Yeah, it's a little set. I thought I'd include that.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice gift.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, for Christmas, but it's really delicious tea. And like I said, it's not all the same. This is really nice. And it's Taylor's, it's English. So they know what they're doing.
They do know what they're doing about that tea. Yeah. Okay, so mine is this pedestal table that I have gotten two of, and it is from Lamps Plus. It's called the Ludlow pedestal table, and it's this gray table. I was thinking of you when I got this because I thought, it's taller than I wanted it to be, and originally. And then I lived with it a little while because you like a taller table on the side.
I
right?
do.
So these are flanking the new sofa that I got out in the barn. Now, the sofa hadn't arrived, but the tables had arrived. And so, it's hard to tell, even though you could see the measurements. But, really, it's the feel, because it's not like 6 inches higher. It's just a little bit taller. And so when I first put it on either side, I thought, oh, no, I don't know. Do I like this? But in using it, it's so much more user-friendly to go up a little bit to put your mug or your glass or, your phone or whatever down than to go down. Is that what you find, or is it more the look that you just like it to be taller?
It's the look, but also I think it's just easier to use. How do you spell that? I'll look for it.
Ludlow, Ludlow.
W. Okay, so I did all right.
And it's a really nice gray. I wouldn't say it's a gray wash. It's almost like a gray paint, but it's got some texture to it. And it's very hefty. And it's got a nice pedestal on it. It's kind of interesting the way it's shaped.
That's gorgeous.
Thank you. Yeah, I really like it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And it's on sale right now. I think it's maybe $239 or something like that.
$229 right now.
$229. So yeah, definitely check it out. We'll have the link in the show notes to that, but I'm really happy with it. It's very substantial.
Is it metal?
No,
really
it's wood.
Pretty. Okay, it's beautiful.
Thanks.
And that's a great price.
Color. Yeah.
I mean, less than $300. I don't know if there's free shipping, but hey.
Yes, I think there is. Maybe over a certain amount, but I think that would certainly qualify.
I think that would be wonderful. And so you're liking the higher.
Yes, I really am.
Table. Well, that's good. That's good. Well, and I just, if it's too short, I think it ends up looking just out of balance. Whereas if it's too tall, it's usually okay. Right.
Yeah, I really agree with you. And I knew you felt that way, and I never really had a strong opinion. I just, sometimes it's just whatever table I had in my little orphanage of tables would just come out. And if it was shorter or taller, that would be that. But, this, because I had purchased them and bought something new, I was a little hesitant in the beginning, but yeah, I really, really like it. So that's a good, really nice mid-priced table if you're looking for something like that. And because it's next to the sofa, and it's a big sofa. It's a sleeper sectional with storage, so it's hefty. Pretty much goes to the ground. It has maybe short, little, maybe 2.5-inch legs. There's not a lot of air going under them. So to have the pedestal tables on either side sort of lightens up the space a little bit, rather than having something like a square there or something with a drawer where it's all going to feel very heavy.
Well, and you know how we like to move things around. These tables are nice and small. So I think you could put these anywhere if you ended up not having them next to a sofa. At some point, you could use them as nightstands.
Yes.
Or next to a chair. So I think those would be great.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We have two fun things, a fun question.
We have a fun question.
And we had the fun hot topic.
And it was already the fun hot topic. So more fun's coming at you.
Yeah.
This is from Marcy B. Marcy, thank you so much. We got a few emails from you, and I've enjoyed exchanging emails back and forth with you. This was such a fun question. So Marcy wants to know, what movie sets have inspired us or do inspire us? She didn't say, what year of movie or whatnot, just across
right.
all movies, all time. What has really caught our eye and given us some home decorating inspiration?
Well, the sad thing is sometimes we're more interested in that than the characters are. Sometimes
there have been a few movies where I just was really all about the house.
I know, kind of like, you're boring, but could you move? Because I really want to see that
what's going on behind there?
You. That's right. So I'm just going to name a couple of my favorites here. The Kitchen from The Holiday with Kate Winslet.
Everything.
And Jack Black.
Everything from The Holiday, I think.
This is Kate's kitchen. This is the kitchen in, or maybe she was staying with her brother. I can't remember. But anyway, it's the kitchen in England. And it's got some blue cabinets.
Well, that's her house, right? And then she swapped with Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. So it's got the blue cabinets, and it's got a charming little fireplace and the eat-in kitchen. It's just so charming, and some wood beams. It's just adorable, and some shelving. Anyway, so that's really pretty.
Oh, I have to tell you before you go on to next one.
Okay.
I have hiked through the town that house is in. I've not been.
Oh,
I did not hike through the kitchen, but yes, when my friends and I did the North Downs Way, we went right through that little village, and charm.
Did they film it inside this house? Was it because sometimes they show one house for the exterior and another for the interior?
No, it was the house. Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. So another one. So I have 3 rooms I share. Well, the one's so obvious, maybe I shouldn't even mention that one. The dining room from Something's Gotta Give. So there's slip-covered chairs. I love a slip-covered chair. And then there's this massive built-in cabinetry with shelves on it. And it's got a beadboard backing, and it's full of ironstone platters. That is just gorgeous. And then, well, it's too obvious, but I'm going to say the kitchen, and it's complicated. I mean, that's really pretty.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Everyone loves that. So beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. What are yours?
Okay. Let's see. Well, anything Merchant Ivory, and that's going back a little bit, but Room with a View, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning. And certainly if you like antiques and period productions and things like that, you will love that. The Talented Mr. Ripley, which is one, I couldn't even remember the name of it, but I kept remembering who was in it, and I Googled it, and yes. So that is, you may not have even seen that movie, but the house is something that you would really enjoy, I think. So take a look there. And then as far as, movies and home TV now, they're such a blur. So I am including something that is not necessarily a movie, Marcy, a Big Little Lies. Pretty much everybody's house, and certainly where they're located in Big Little Lies, I absolutely love. And then because it's me and I really like stuff that needs a lot of help, Under the Tuscan Sun with Diane Lane.
Oh, well, yes, that house was gorgeous. I've seen that so many times. So I know exactly what it looks like.
Yeah. Oh, I just love everything. I just love her. I think that it's good she never became overly saturated, but I think she's so talented, and she never really made it big, Diane Lane. True. But I love everything that she's in. I think she's very talented. There's just something about her. She seems very real.
Yes, I agree.
That was fun. I like that
Well,
one.
this was so fun.
It's got me thinking about all these movies, and I'm sure there are zillions others. So if anybody out there is listening and there's a movie that you think the interiors are just amazing, email us and let us know. And if we get a little collection of them, maybe we'll just tag that onto one of the episodes and keep going on with Marcy's really fun question.
Yeah, it would probably take too much time to do it, but it would be kind of fun to do kind of decorating tips from movie sets.
I see what you're saying. Like pick apart a movie.
Well, right. Where you go to some of these rooms that we like and kind of talk about what they have in them. That would be something that we could add to our homes.
Yeah, I like that. Like the being on the beach and having the Atlantic Ocean outside in some of the movies that you mentioned would be really nice.
Yeah, just add that onto your house.
That room would be that view would be really nice in my room.
Oh yeah. Anyway, well, it was so fun hanging out with you, Kelly, and with everyone. So thanks so much for joining us. And remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
I want to remind you that we are available for design consults. We take on your design dilemmas, questions, renovations, any project you want to talk about, any room, any space. We are here for you. And we really do enjoy doing these. And I think we've helped people a lot. So if you want to sign up for a consult, head to the link in the show notes. It's decoratingtipsandtricks.com/consult. We hope to talk to you soon.